Welcome to Jesse Watters Primetime. As Brett told you, I am Brian Kilmeade. You know, we've all told a lie before. Most of the time, you're just trying to make someone feel good. Your wife asks if dinner tastes good. This is not autobiographical, by the way. The answer is always yes. Your friend wants to know if his new shirt is cool, and you can't find it in you to tell him how bad it actually is. You never buy it yourself. But not all lies are harmless. Sometimes the people telling them truly believe what they are saying.
Jerry, just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
Unfortunately for us, the media has gone full Costanza and are refusing to acknowledge that a midterm election red wave's been growing since Joe Biden entered office. Americans have felt what it's like when Republicans deliver, and they're tired of the disappointments under the Biden administration. Frustration with this failure and the direction of the country we have been heading in. Even Democrats began turning on each other. But after a series of small victories for the White House, the left has a new talking point. The red wave is dying because of all the liberal momentum.
As some of us have been trying to tell y'all, the Supreme Court nuking abortion rights has shifted the midterm momentum to the Democrats.
Politics in the midterms, there are some signs the Democrats are getting some momentum back.
Red wave you've been hearing so much about? Well, it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Really? Democrats have done a lot for their own party, not for us, the American people. No one is buying the narrative that Joe Biden and the Dems are here to save the day, including the most listened to podcaster in America, the $100 million man, Joe Rogan.
But Joe Biden's the most popular president in history.
Yeah, he's the best. I mean, there's no one better. He's best at talking. He's best at walking upstairs.
Good handshaker.
He's good at riding bikes. He shakes hands with ghosts. He's never a bright guy. I mean, he's very well known as a liar. Like there's all these videos of him lying about his education record, lying about so many different accomplishments that he's achieved in his life.
So what do you tell those people?
Vote Republican.
Aaron Rodgers, we'll hear from him a little bit later, too. Americans won't forget how the left has kept us in a permanent pandemic, right? How they locked down our cities, forced small businesses to close, shut down our schools, kept our kids 6 feet apart, leaving our kids struggling to catch up. That's impossible to forget. And the whole world will always remember the massive national embarrassment we faced 1 year ago when the president abruptly pulled out our troops from Afghanistan, defying all its military commanders. It was our worst military disaster. We abandoned thousands of Americans, even more of our Afghan allies, behind enemy lines, billions in American military equipment, 7 in all, and was just left there for the Taliban, our arch enemy. And ever since then, life in Afghanistan, it's a living nightmare. Terror rules the country. Women lost almost all rights, beaten daily. At the end of July, we killed al-Qaeda leader Ahmed al-Zawahiri, the evil doctor, right, in Kabul. The administration said, this is great, a big success. But think for a second. It only made it frighteningly clear that al-Qaeda is growing and totally comfortable in Kabul. The Taliban let them back in like they told us they wouldn't. Now, our problem here at home are growing as well. Inflation is still hurting Americans' wallets every day. Consumer prices are about 8.5% in July. And don't expect Biden's Inflation Reduction Act to help. Poorer Americans are going to be the ones who feel the pain. They always have. And while gas prices may be down from their peak in June, a gallon of gas is still $2 higher than it was 2 years ago. And while you're feeling the crunch of high prices, the president's trying to buy off voters by forgiving, as you know on Friday, $500 billion worth of student loan debt. Those billions may be coming from the taxpayer's pocket. But Joe won't talk about that. But I guess Dems would call that Joe-mentum. Even members of his own party know this plan is a failure.
It's bad policy as well as bad politics. I'm a progressive. I want to help folks. But I think this is terrible policy. What is my party doing with this? They're disadvantaging. I think they're not helping the people that we're here to help, which is poor people and underprivileged communities. And they're not helping their politicians who are running.
Yeah. What about those people that actually paid off their loans, or the 18-year-olds who think they don't have to? The handout is going to hurt the people it was supposedly meant to help. You know just how bad the idea is when Elizabeth Warren thinks it's great.
I am so happy to see what has happened. This is about America investing in people who work hard, who play by the rules, and who just need a government on their side. And Joe Biden has done what Joe Biden does best. He has delivered for working families.
She's scary. And while progressives in the White House are so lasered in on student loan debt, they're completely ignoring very real problems this country is grappling with, that you and I are grappling with. Like, for example, our border. We're still seeing record high illegal migrant encounters. In July, there were more than 160,000 more illegal apprehensions at the southern border than the same time 2 years ago. By the way, this is supposed to be the quiet time. It's too hot to come here. Border Patrol is catching more and more terrorists, pedophiles, murderers on the regular. Now, over in Arizona, $4.3 million worth of fentanyl was seized in one bust on Wednesday. That's enough to kill 42 million Americans. No joke, Jack. Morgues across the country running out of room because of opioid deaths. Oftentimes, you use it once and you're dead. Thanks, China. But still, delusional Dems think they got the Republicans right where they want them.
Republicans should be very, very, very scared this morning about their prospects.
Okay, are they? Don't let Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden try to tell you that everything is great. They got the momentum, and they're racking up success after success after success. Don't let the Democrat machine tell you none of this is bad. The left always tries to conceal their failures by focusing on top priorities. They're desperately trying to save the midterms because they know what could be coming their way. The red tide's been challenged, but has not been stopped.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.